It's a sour cherry scone. And then these are carrot cake, which I'm anti-sprinkle.
I'm anti-carrot cake.
So we're
Yeah.
I'm Riley Braun. I just wanted to work for myself. I wanted to like support causes that I care about that I couldn't in other places that I was working in, and be a little weird and wild. I think running a queer business, it's very complex. Like, it brings me a lot of joy. It brings me like a sense of community. Again, like I think other people have that sense of community here. I get asked a lot of the time, like, why is it important to have queer spaces, or like, why are you like alienating, you know, half of your like your customer base or whatever. And I think that the way that queer people show up here is like why it's important, because in the state of the world, like, it's being made so that we can't walk in somewhere and not have to worry about like the response that we're gonna get or the way that we're gonna be treated, or like who's in the room. I would say like 90% of the customer base is like queer and trans people. I think it's created a good space for the queer community outside of like bars and parties. Coffee feels like radical to me in a cool way.
Thank you. Of course.
When I was growing up, there was no like representation, especially of trans people, and there still really like isn't that much. I think that being queer can be really isolating and like in your own brain until you like, for me, until like I stepped into like being around people that are like me. I feel like I'm held to a higher standard and like scrutiny from non-queer businesses about like what I should and should not be saying or doing. I've really tried to just like be authentic and just being honest about what I think about certain situations in the community and like the causes that I care about, and not really caring whether it comes across as like controversial to people that are not in the community. Clownboy has many meanings to me. First, like, I wanted this color scheme. I wanted it to like create opportunity to do things that were like offbeat. So obviously Clownboy works for that. But I also, like, I went to art school. I love to paint clowns. I've always liked clowns. But on a deeper level, I think Clownboy is kind of like how I feel moving in the world as like an autistic, like queer, non-binary person, just kind of like otherness. And this is a place that I don't really have to do that, and I don't want other people to have to do that. So yeah, just a silly little clown boy. I think my main message to the young queer community would just be like, do what feels right to you, be yourself, and like that's okay to change like over time. And you know, yeah, people are gonna have their opinions on it, but like your opinion's the only one that matters. Just be authentic and like try to find the community that supports you, and you find where you're supposed to land.